Alright folks, ready for league number 3 of the day with Timor Giants. Not doing too well today, but it's fine. We've been definitely hitting the low end of variance. Try not fact or fiction in the list. Keep telling people that if Wizard sanctions EDH, then the format is doomed, and this crap is why. Yeah, for sure. Hey Vandwedge, how's it going? And they will absolutely throw every other format under the bus to milk EDH. Yeah, I don't think that you can really... What am I saying here? Like, I don't think that sanctioning EDH would do anything though. Because the people who play EDH probably won't care. And they will keep playing their shitty decks. Because like that's what EDH is, right? Like you want to play your shitty deck because your deck every 5 matches you get to do this super cool thing. Like that's literally what EDH is about. Like that is what EDH players look for all the time, right? So like you can make Ascension EDH format and it's just not going to affect EDH players. I don't think. We're gonna ship this. Sounds just a little bit too slow. Sounds better by a lot. Do we want 2 Udos? We are on the play. Just ship one of the Urs. What are my thoughts on many of the trophy leaders not being on tier 1 decks? I mean, it makes sense, right? That's modern. Oh, look, somebody else. Somebody else being smart. Are we gonna lose on turn 1? Who knows? Well, there we go. Spin the wheel. What a fucking joke, man. Like, why are we doing this? I think I'm not supposed to play around another one. Oops, I have 6th. Bad misclick. God damn it. That's frustrating. Anyway, I don't think it's gonna matter too much. Like, why? Wish Moda would put all those trickery plays in shadow queues where they only play amongst themselves. Yeah, that would be fun. Would make the format a lot better, I'll tell you that much. The deep strategic complexities, yeah, exactly. How cool is this though, right? As long as we don't do something stupid, we'll just be fine. So we just have to never tap out of this remand and we're gonna be okay. It's possible that my Udo is gonna beat my opponent's double Simian Spirit Guide draw. Okay, so here we remand the outburst, right? Here the play is to remand the outburst. No, the play is no. Yeah, we have to remand the outburst because otherwise my opponent just casts the trickery again. So we have to remount the outbursts here. Steam vents. I don't think they have enough outbursts. But if I do you understand how I just lose otherwise, right? Like if I give them the trickery, they just cast it and target the outburst again. Right? So this maybe I lose. If I don't do this, I actually lose. That's the difference. The stack is not going to be empty. There's going to be an outburst on the stack. That's the point. Like I remand resolves, the trickery goes to their hand, I draw my card, outburst is still on the stack. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Well, if they have another trickery, we lose, right? Again, if they don't fizzle, obviously. I guess that we can know whether they have a basic. So they are playing a basic island. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if they just have another thing, they just have another thing, right? Okay, they just have another trickery. Spin the wheel again. Sure. So I guess we just lose. Wait, how does this work? They get their turn, right? And they attack me for lethal and that's it? Yeah, okay. Well, we lost. That's cool. That's cool. I totally forgot how I sideboarded. Am I supposed to bring in Soul Guide Lanterns just so they can't loop shit? I don't think so, right? Sure. 13 Embercool, why? Because they need like a crit. They're not playing the list that Frank Karsten was talking about. They're playing a different list where they need to have a critical mass of stuff. Because they want to maximize the chances of not breaking, even though still they can still put a Simian Spirit Guide into play, but in order to maximize the chance, to minimize the chance of breaking, they have to have a bunch of cards that are just kind of medium, like Brilliant Ultimatum, for example. You're playing the canister list? Yeah, seems like so. Okay. Probably gonna get tempted to combo here on upkeep. Yo, 420 Blaze it with the donation. Started your new job today. Nice, nice, nice. How's that going? See how wait, never mind. There we go. How's that new job going? What do you do? What do you do? Lazy so far. Throes of chaos. So I guess we have to remand the trickery. Computer simulations. Well, that sounds cool. But I can't do shit for now. In home office, yeah. It's gonna be the whole thing now. I don't know, but all I can tell you is that it's getting boring pretty quickly. It's getting old pretty quickly. Pretty sure it will die out just like Allosaurus Rider was huge, then disappeared. I mean, I don't think that the Allosaurus Rider deck was huge. Like, Neobrand was like always medium. That's kind of what it was. It was precisely the fact that it was always medium. And you would get paired up, you get paired against it or something. Okay, the fair T-Ball's Trickery, or they were doing the T-Ball's Trickery thing. Okay. So we're gonna Trickery their Trickery. So what we do here, I mean, I guess it just doesn't matter. Well, no, we Trickery this one, and the second one fizzles, right? And then our Rend resolves. So that just fizzles. We get this. Play that there. Now what? It's nice that if it's at Ardently, we just get to dispute it, which is pretty cool. So we put the Trickery on the stack. Fetch for what? Just basic. Dispute the Ardent Plea. Basic Forest. 1, 2, 3. This is kind of the worst, man. This is honestly kind of the worst. I'm hating every little every little bit of it. Just hating it all. This is not fun. Keep. Tendo Ice Bridge? Yeah, I know, right? Remember Tendo? I do still have my copy of Tendo back home. So I guess we're using our dispute here. I guess that we could have... Yeah, we should have played this, get a Triumph, and then... Another plea. Okay, now it's a little bit trickier. I guess we just leak the plea again. Conda, Lord of whatever. Sounds like a great card. So this is Sanctuary, or I guess it can be something else. Conda, Lord of a Ganjo. Bushido 5. Damn. Bushido 5? Sounds unbeatable. Am I supposed to primetime here? Yeah, not supposed to. I can just wait maybe 1 or 2 more turns. We're getting to the awkward spot now though, right? Which is where Remand is just not that great anymore. Do they play through the reach? I don't know. Some lists do, some lists don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here Remand just doesn't do it. I think my opponent is playing the list with 4 trickeries, but I mean, this is still what I have to do, right? Like, we just have to Remand the Violent Outburst. It is just a better play. They can't cast it this turn, so... So that fizzles. Hoping this is good enough. We just need them to whiff, I guess. But there's nothing that we can really do. The nice thing is that we beat Big Mama Emrakul. I mean, I guess the Emrakul just gets left in play, so... Yeah. Won the match, didn't enjoy any second of it. Just had a miserable time throughout. That is a lot though. I have to say, like, my opponent... I think that my opponent actually... Like, that was very resilient, is what I'm trying to say. That was very, very resilient. We ended up winning anyway, but that's probably... I don't know, maybe they're just playing 3 trickeries and we just had the 3 counter spells, but... Yeah, I don't know. It just sucks, you know? It just sucks. Oh, this is actually winning against something like Meddling Mage or Trigger? Is it some... No, it doesn't, Doug. It doesn't. If you Meddling Mage on T-Ball's Trickery, you just win. Like, straight up. They play 0 answers because they can't have any answers. Do they have 7 cards for a more hate like Meddling or Deafening Size? I don't think they do, no. Well, this hand is cool if we get there. What are I up against? Jundo? Blast Zone. Most lists don't play Blast Zone. Like the ones that are doing, I don't know if they're doing well, but they're like the most popular right now are like the one that we just played against, which are just like a bunch of colors. I'm gonna get decayed here, I assume. If my opponent plays Liliana, what happens? Like, do I care? Eliminate. Wow. It's not one you see every day. That is not one you see every day. So my opponent plays Liliana here. Never mind. My bad. My bad. My opponent had other things in mind. My opponent had other things in mind. They are not about that Liliana life, you know? No, this is just Jund, but my opponent's playing funny cards. I mean, this is kind of awkward, honestly. One, two, three, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, so I guess that we have to Udo here. We're gonna take 6 or 7 damage here, and then we're gonna play Udo. Udo's gonna bail us out. Fear not. That's what people play Trickery, a turn 2 combo, let's play mainboard things. Yeah, exactly. Maybe the new Invading pod. The new Invading pod is only good for stuff of the same type. So the Human Scout oof is not, you know, great synergy really. So we take 7 here. And then what? Bulky. You know what sucks? So this is not doing anything. Do I think I just Udo and I just ping this. I just ran and I just pinged this. So we let that resolve. My opponent looks at my hand. Then I bounce the tracker. And we draw. That's pretty good. So that kills the tracker, so that's nice. So we just fetch, get back. Oh, we can't. We have this silly Field of Ruin. Awkward. Quite awkward. Yeah, and then I realized that I really don't care about the 2-1, so this is just fine. We can still hold that bolt. Island, green, green, blue, blue, Udo. 3, 4, 5. Leave the cryptic in the yard. Just coming back for... Dude, it's been 20 months already? Holy shit. Well, thank you for the continued support, dude. Thank you for continuing to be there. Time flies. Yeah, 20 months is many a months. Many a months. So my opponent, I guess, could have Bloodbraid here. I'm assuming my opponent has Bloodbraids in their deck. Quick. Am I forcing it? I kind of want to force this just to put something in the graveyard. Is that crazy? Is that wrong? I think that's not wrong. I am going to have to bold this Bloodbraid though. Because it's starting to become a substantial amount of damages. It's better to minimize the damages. Here's Johnny. Why is Valky 80 tickets? Because people are trying it out. I'm playing this out just so I can protect. I can use Force to protect my Udo. Clearly Valky is not that good, you know? Just kill one, so obviously the card's bad. Yeah, that's me. You know it, Giuseppe. You know it. Are we gonna see another eliminate here? No, just a card draw. Okay. It's a big game in Need to Lighting Pioneer. Yeah, that also sounds like a good thing. Imagine if I hadn't forced. Well, this one resolves. Imagine if I hadn't forced. And I couldn't have been able to Udo. It's a pretty good one, not gonna lie. Whoa. Very interesting attack. Yeah, that sucks. Is that lethal? Maybe lethal. So I guess I have to double ping the tracker, because tracker kills me otherwise. Keep that one. They have another Geist. We're fine. What are we playing against? Now we're talking. Now we are talking. Kitchen things and yeah. I mean, if you're playing 3-drops, you can either play this 3-drop or you can play this 3-drop, you know? Chat, please help. This has to be a there. Oh man. I mean, that was a match we just played, just right now. Right now. Do we have a YouTube channel? That's such a great question, Gabo. That is such a great question. Yeah, all of my streams get uploaded to my YouTube channel. Kind of like Invasion. It's not terrible. We do have to watch out for Boyle. And I do have some exclusive content as well. That's true. Hashtag shameless. Yeah, exactly. No shame to be had in this channel. Yeah, every twice a month I upload exclusive videos to the ICE website, so you can check that out over there as well. Oh man. I like to listen to people playing leagues to fall asleep. No, no offense whatsoever. Why would you think that would offend me? It's great that you do whatever works for you. Multi 5 against the John deck. Not where I want to be, but into Thoughtseize. Yep. Okay, so we're probably gonna be losing this one. I don't like our chances too much. Could come across as you're boring, but not the case. No, I mean, it's really tough to offend me, honestly. Oh, John Doe. Never changed, John Doe. Turn to Cleansing Wildfire, my own Black Lape lives. Udo's escape count is basically counting sheep. 1 Udo, 2 Udos, 3 Udos. Oh yeah, kitchen things. How could I ever beat that? I guess I'm tapping out for this. I don't think I'm gonna be able to find like a... Unless I get pretty lucky with my draws, I don't think I'm gonna be able to find like a better... And we also get to bottom 2 of these. Yeah, this is great. Sure. See what my opponent does here. I expect a Blood Braid. I guess I gust this. We take 3, 6. Yeah, I think I need time. I think unfortunately I need time. What's up, Vampire Diaries? How's it going? So now we have access to Cryptic. An opponent doesn't have a second Blood Braid, which is good for us. We need an Uro very, very quickly though. Dread Horde. Sure. I think we're just gonna be short. Yep. On the play, I like Leak a lot better, obviously. Maybe Force can go. They are a pro cook with 2 kitchen things, yeah. Now, I mean, obviously we're moving into 5, right? It was only... There was only so much that we could realistically do on a multi-5 against turn 1 Thoughtseize, so... Not surprised that we couldn't get there. I'm expecting my opponent to have some plan for Udo though. Maybe Surgical, maybe something like that. Remember finding a couple of kitchen things in the pile of old cards and being hyped because it was like 15 bucks. Oh yeah, those were the days. 15 bucks Finks. Man, Pod was just so sweet. I loved Pod so much. Seems pretty strong. Back in the day, yep. Some good times, so good times. I did enjoy Pod a lot. I was a big fan of Pod. It's a deck that did give me some happiness. I guess we play around choke here. I don't know how likely it is for my opponent to be playing choke. That feeds Uro. That's a nice little 2-for-1 there for us. If they play a tracker, we can bolt it. Or they can just play a Finks. That's also true. I always forget. That with my opponent could also just play a Kitchen Finks. Whee! Just doing double field here, I think so. My opponent can kill my Titan, but if they do, then we get Uro and we can start triggering field on the next turn, so. Yeah, that sounds alright. Two and O. Two and O. Hey, Turo about this deck is so sweet. It is kind of sweet, yeah. I mean, it's a deck that's kind of sweet, and you get to beat the combo decks, right? So just did a 5-0 with Reclaimer. Nice. Happy to hear Reclaimer's team put in numbers. Hand seems fine. Ugh. Again. Oh, just give me a break. Oh. Wait, what? Jim? Okay, I'm freaked out now. What is going on? Somebody, please help me. For a second, I thought my opponent was playing a cool deck. Let's see what version this is. It just seems like Canister's version. Well, I guess I have to remand this. So I am remanding the Outburst. They have to have more copies. Let's remand the Trickery. They have forbidden our card for the one it red. Yeah, that makes sense. Oath of Druids. That'd be sexy. Oh, I'm so done. I'm so done with this fucking deck. God damn it. I punted, like, I didn't know what my opponent was doing and I played a forest. Obviously, it would have been better to set up a Mystic Sanctuary, but like, I just didn't know what my opponent was doing, so I didn't want to take unnecessary damage before I knew what was going on. Turned out my opponent was just playing this fucking nonsense deck again, so... Well, here's hoping my opponent whiffs, because just drew a bunch of blanks. The good thing is that if they do whiff, then we win, I think. This deck is salting our Neobrand Wand. What is discarding? Sanctuary back to force. Can we please? Sweet. It was AFK for 10 minutes and it's Trickery again. Yeah, this is just... Yeah, that's another thing. Like, for content purposes, it just really sucks. Like, this is just... It's just not a good time. It's just not fun. But I mean, this is the reason why I'm playing this deck, right? Because like this fucking nonsense is everywhere. So like if I don't want to basically be giving up on winning certain matchups, I just have to play a deck that has counterspells. Like that's just the story. Like that's just what it is. And it really sucks that this is the place where we're at in Modern, but like what am I gonna do? Not too much I can do. Dispute is fine. We've been cutting bolts and bringing in Dispute and Gusts. This is what I've been doing. Can also cut this, play Narset. I don't think Narset's very good, but it funds our forces, so. And that's it. This hand has force, so we keep. So that's the only thing that matters. Largely how I felt when they printed Uro, it's why I ducked out of the game, but that's not always an option for everybody. I mean, yes, but Uro is... It matters a little bit more. What am I trying to say here? Like, what you do matters a little bit more whenever you're playing Uro. Yeah, I'm just exiling the Trickery and I think I'm pitching the Growth Spiral. Like here, nothing matters, right? That is what's frustrating, and like what's just so boring about it. It's just like, well, I drew my lands. Did you mulligan into Oblivion? No. Okay, so I guess that you're gonna get to do your stupid nonsense a couple of times, and like, does your nonsense work? Sweet. Okay. Oh, you whiffed. Oh, well, you have a monkey now. You lose. It's just like nothing matters, right? Even when you're playing Uro mirrors, like they are somewhat skill intensive. Like there are decisions that you're making, there are decisions that your opponent is making, and those decisions just matter. And like you're jockeying for position and stuff like that. Yeah, sometimes like Uro just comes out and just starts doing the Uro thing where it just takes over the game by itself. But when that doesn't happen, you play a game. Like, that just doesn't happen with this. We have not played a game here. Like, this is just like me going through motions and my opponent doing nothing and eventually losing the game, or them killing me on turn 1 or 2 or something, right? Let's get steam vents here. So this is, in my opinion, this is a lot worse than Uro. Don't get me wrong, I hate that card. I think it was a mistake, and like everything that everybody says that sucks against Uro, I agree with 100%. But like, I like Uro a lot more than I like that this deck exists. Feel this is valid regarding it. It's not fun to play patterns to play versus Trickery. Different players can get turned off by different things. Yeah, that's true. That is definitely true. But my argument is like, there is at least some, you know, back and forth whenever you're playing. Here, there's nothing. It's just what it is. Like, did the cards line up? Sweet. Like, we win. Did the cards not line up? Oh, that sucks. We lost. Counter the Trickery. I guess in this case it just doesn't matter. Yeah, in this case it just doesn't matter. I've not been actively involved with Modern in 6 months, but looking at a few matches of the table deck, it looks bad. Yeah, I mean, this is the only problem, honestly. I mean, Uro, I wish Uro didn't exist. Like, I definitely wish that Uro did not exist, and it really sucks that it does. But like, look at what's going on here. Like, okay, no, sweet, like, do your thing upon, like, whatever. Like, nothing that we're doing just matters here. And they got a fucking monkey. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, why are we doing this? Why? Why are we doing this? Come on. Ugh. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is just so nonsensical to me. This is just so, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. It's just absolutely stupid. Okay, guess we're just gonna fetch for a land and we're gonna counter your thingy. How cool is that? Yeah, it's just like things just happened. Things just happened. My opponent did some stuff. I stopped what they did. And then that was it. Then I didn't stop them once and they still did nothing. And I really don't understand. I don't understand what the point of printing that card was. I really don't understand what the point was. Because I'm pretty sure that they didn't expect it to be used. I'm assuming they didn't expect it to be used fairly, right? Is there some flavor at least that I'm losing or something like that? Because that could be it. Like, I'm not really like a lore expert by any chance, but maybe like that just has to do with the lore or something, so that's why they would print the card. That would make it like a little bit more reasonable. Ugh, our mana sucks here. Much better. So I guess we're gonna bottom the prime time with this hand. Bloody Sign was like, red players gonna counter Rats of Gods, who I promised I just didn't test it in a Lurrus format. Yeah, I mean, I know that that's a thing, right? Like, they just don't test older formats. I think that they have been on record saying that multiple times, so at this point, it's just, I guess we shouldn't be surprised. No, playing against Belcher, sweet. Devil's Red, generally Chaos, and Tybalt is impersonate Calhem's equivalent of Loki. That resolves. Blood Moon. Guess I leak this. Hopefully we hit a land drop. Nope. How about a 6-drop instead? So if my opponent tries to do something else, we're just going to force pitch in Europe. And we also have Hardcast Force. Okay. That seems worth countering. Particularly because there's we already have 2 forces, right? So it's not very likely that we will find. Você teria que dizer que o equipo de design formado por péssimos profissionais ou que eles sabiam que havia problemas e simplesmente não se importaram. I don't think it's like that. I mean, I think that they are very good players. Sorry, I have the vocabulary to understand what you said, Lindario, but I don't really have the vocabulary to answer back, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, what I was saying is, like, I don't think that they're like I don't think they're idiots, like, by any means. I just don't know what to think at this point. Should I have countered this? Maybe I should have countered that. The thing is, I didn't have a counter spell at that point, so I didn't want to. I know it's come to be expected in this film, but it boggles my mind how people don't get upset about this stuff. After all, your time is valuable, and when stuff like Trickery gets printed, it's hard not to feel like your time as a player is being wasted. Yeah. I agree. This is bad if they are in an empty win condition, but they don't really play that many empties. Yeah, maybe 1 or 2. If they have a second one, I'm probably gonna remand it, I think. Okay, so any island or any island or any basic forest. Like, we have 1 basic forest and 2 basic islands. So those are the cards that we're looking for here. What is the opponent playing? I'm assuming it's Belcher. At least it's what would make the most sense. That answers our question. Sorry for speaking in Portuguese, I'm trying not to lose the timing of my comments. Yeah, I mean, again, no big deal at all. I understand enough to answer back, but again, I don't have the vocabulary to understand what you meant. I mean, but I don't have the vocabulary to answer back, unfortunately. So this doesn't matter, but does Ren matter? Does Ren matter on this board state? No, it doesn't, right? No, it doesn't. Also, we're just gonna have to force here, pitching the Cryptic, which sucks, but Bloodman's doing work. I may just get punished by not countering this. But again, at that point, we didn't have an answer to a Belcher either. So it was an awkward spot. Good thing I didn't force that Metamorphose. Can you please deliver? Iron Crack Feet. I mean, if they have Belcher plus Pact, we lose, I guess. They could also have double Belcher, I think. We're gonna see what they got. Double Belcher also kills us because they can just like replay it right now where our pants are down. Yeah, we lose. Oh, Ritual says they can't cast no more. You're true. You're right. That this one actually has more. This one actually has more text. So I guess that was a good exchange then. Again, we're still trying to cryptic command. Can we find a blue source? Another prime time. Okay. We are not in good shape here. Not in good shape at all. Not in good shape at all. I think we should basically just use all of our resources to dig towards that blue source or the green source. What is with the apes tonight? I don't know. It's been a pretty monkey day. Again, we don't have the green source, so we're just gonna do this. Just hope that it's good. Oh, that's right. It's one cheaper. My bad. Ugh. Well, that's another redraw next turn, as long as we don't lose. So unfortunately, we're not finding any of our stuff. I guess that my opponent's not finding anything of their stuff either, so to one extent it kind of evens out, but there we go. So now on their end step, we bounce the moon back. And then we have a bunch of options. So we bounce back their moon. Target permanent to its owner's hand through a card. Fetch forest. Fetch mountain. Excellent. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Blue, 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 blue. Yeah. Okay. What am I getting back here? I guess we can prime time, and that allows us to get back force of negation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can prime time, get back force, but we get double field, and that gives us enough to present lethal next turn. And the only thing that we lose to is exactly Belcher. Oh, but we don't draw if we don't play Euro. Never mind, never mind, never mind. This is easy. We're just gonna get a cryptic command. So blue, blue, green, green. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Draw cryptic, pass the turn. And I think if my opponent plays a moon, I don't counter it. Now we're just basically slamming with Uro every single turn. Valakut Awakening is good. Monkey should have been removed from the format a decade ago. It's never been a deck that anyone enjoyed playing against. Yeah. Yeah. The monkey is low-key one of the main bad guys of the format, I would say. They just pass. Okay. Two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8. Putting the land there is, I guess, not the worst. Because now we just get to prime time. And I'm making sure we leave the islands there, of course. Field. So obviously the only thing I'm going to counter here is going to be a Belcher. Another Valakut Awakening. Makes sense. I mean, if they do find a Blue Pact and a Belcher, we are dead. We are actually dead here. If they find exactly that. Yep. Is this good, please? How messed up is that, though? Right? How messed up is that? Like, my opponent has back, we just lose here on turn 13. Like, we're just gonna lose this game on turn 13 against the all-in combo deck. Pretty crazy, right? The all-in combo deck just beat us on turn a million. And there was literally nothing that we could do. Narset seems actually pretty solid. We can respect an Empty the Warriors win condition. Primetime seems unnecessary, I think. Bringing Dispute for Rush? Yeah. Okay, let's do this. I'm only use Monkey to cast Primetime faster, so I think that's pretty fair. Yep. I can testify to that. I can attest to that. Oh. Whoops. There we go. Good old Belcher. I guess I'm fetching a basic island, right? Which is awkward with Invasion, but I kind of need to make sure that my mana doesn't get hosted by Moon. Like, I can't be wasting counter magic and stuff on Blood Moons. We don't have that many counter spells after all. My opponent's playing the 61 card special. Interesting. It's kind of nice, actually. I guess I should have played it. I should have played the forest. My bad. We still have force up, so I guess it's fine. Or I guess that we can just... No, I feel like we need both islands. One shocks. Monkey. Yeah, but I could have done that and growth spiral at the same time. So that was definitely a mistake on my part. We do have answers to the Blood Maninator Gust or Cryptic. Mana Leak is a nice one. Yep. We'll start going to the bottom. I wonder if my opponent's gonna YOLO. Like that is the problem of being in a situation like this, right? My opponent can just YOLO here. I just play a Belcher, and then we counter it, they counter back, and then on their upkeep, they get us. That's I guess an okay top deck. It's a 1 mana hard counter for Belcher. Not bad. Opponent base costs, then does nothing. These were not good draws. Defense grid. I mean, do I care about that? We have infinite mana. That's kind of bad. Yeah, that was just terrible. I didn't stop to think about the fact that like we have a lot of lands in play. We've been drawing a lot of fucking lands, so. Defense grid. Harder to double spell. Yeah, I think that was just a mistake on my part. What's the game plan from here? Find another one of our basics. Find Ether Gust. That's why I brought in all 3 gusts. All 3 gusts are in the deck right now. If my opponent pacts, I'm of course gonna force. I'm gonna let the pack resolve and then I'm gonna force. There's the pact. Now we're gonna force the Belcher. Hope that they don't have another pact. Because we lose the second pact. I mean, I guess they can have Metamorphose. They can have Metamorphose. to pay an upkeep, which is probably what's going on here. So yeah. And we drew blank, so there's nothing we can do. We're just getting bullied by Belcher. Yeah. It's another blank. It's just Blood Moon, man. Honestly, this is a very, very impressive showing from Belcher. This is a very, very impressive showing from Belcher, honestly. Like, the amount of resiliency shown there is kind of impressive, honestly. Particularly game one, I can't like the fact that they won game one is kind of insane. My opponent played it very well, of course, but that's besides the point. I'm talking about like the deck's capability of actually fighting through all of that shit and just be fine, you know? That definitely looked very, very impressive. And that's what's so scary about those decks. And why I think that, you know, like every combo deck, like in the past, I feel like you had to choose, right? In the past, you had to choose, and you had the all-in combo deck that, you know, just kind of lost to one piece of interaction or whatever. Then you have the resilient combo deck. Then you had like the combo control. That's something like Twin, something like Pod, combo mid-range. But those combos are easy to interact with, and you could, like, whenever you were doing that, those combos were a lot slower and a lot less powerful. Like, Belcher just is a one-card combo, right? You just play the Belcher and you win. Balustrade Spy, same thing. You just play the Belcher and you win. Outburst, same thing. It's just one-card combos, one card that just win the game on the spot, basically. And all of them are a lot more resilient than they should be. All of them are a lot more resilient than they should be. You can't have a deck that wins on turn 1 and then wins on turn 13 against the control deck. Like, it's kind of absurd that you don't have to choose. You just get everything. You just get, how does the phrase go? You get your cake and you eat it too, or something like that. There has to be a cost to playing an all-in combo deck, and that's just not the case anymore. Or like the combos are just like winning on turn 1, but they're also winning. They're super robust. Goblin Guide. Udo, please. I'll take land. Probably have to bolt here. This Gobo. It's just like burn, but with Lurrus? Or is there something else? Maybe Black Red Burn? I don't know. Notice that they get to play Blood Moon, and aside from Pact, it fixes their mana. Yeah, no, it's just they just have so much going on for them. They have so much going on, and like different angles of attack too. And that's what I'm saying. Like it's kind of unreal how much they get to do. Land into Udo. Ugh, land into Invasion. I was close. I would really like to not have to shock here. I don't think I can play invasion here. This is such a bad tempo play, but just don't think I can afford to do that. I'm gonna have the invasion next turn. It's really bad if they have idle on exactly. But we're gonna be going down to 11. Then we don't take the Gobo attack, which is good. And we have force. If they have idle on, we're in trouble. But if they don't have idle on, I think that this is the play that puts me in the best spot. Damn. Okay. Okay. So here we're going to wait for the first trigger. We're going to see what happens. There's a growth spiral on top. Do I want growth? I don't think I want growth spiral now. So we're just going to get a stomping ground, tapped. Second trigger goes on the stack. And we reveal growth spiral again. Okay. I guess there's that. So let's invasion here. We are at a virtual 4 right now. Here have a spiral, yeah, I know, right? I think both of these are just gonna be too slow. We need to find Udo ASAP. I don't have the time to draw into that lightning bolt. So here's Rift Bolt. We just have to hope that one of my opponent's cards in hand is like a Searing Blaze or something. Gobo. Please hook us up here. Land. We can find another bolt here. Okay, we don't. Yeah, I think I have to put the Burning Pool tapped. I don't think I can win the game if I don't find Uro, so I'm just gonna play for. I'm gonna play towards Uro here. Uro, our Lord and Savior. Uromi, baby. Uromi. Yeah, that doesn't do it. Udo. Yes. Ah. The Titan of Nature's Wrath is here. How are we doing this? We play a land. We 1, 2, 3, forest, yeah. Okay, so gonna do this, and we're not gonna get something back. Thank you for that follow there, Spandex. Of course, it's important to make sure that we Udo before we play this fetch land, because we might have to force it. I guess we. If they have Skullcrack, what happens? Do we just have to force? We might just have to force if they have Skullcrack. So I guess I can just put this bolt on top. If I put this bolt on top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're gonna have to fetch to get the Uro anyway. So I guess that we do want to draw the bolt actually, because that gives us an out to my opponent having Skullcrack, because we can bolt the Goblin Guide. So we would Force of Negation the Skullcrack. Okay, it seems like they don't have it. Okay, so this is CC mode now. Unless my opponent is like 5 head and they're waiting all of this time to Lava Dart to Boros Charm me. MDG justo, think of the fellow. What if they have Boros Charm? Now that I have an answer to the Gobo, I guess I just pass? SD77, think about the follow. This is super interesting. So I do have an answer to the Goblin Guide, and I can play around Boros Charm by forcing. No, but then I think that is just not a long-term plan though, because my opponent just untaps and they are going to have 3 mana and at least 2 shots at a burn spell. So I think we just have to jam Udo here, and we just have to hope that it sticks and they don't. One of their 2 remaining cards is not exactly Boros Charm. We lose to exactly Boros Charm. A Skullcrack would be annoying, but we don't lose to it. Okay, they don't have it. All right, sweet. So now I think we got it. Because Udo is... Ah! That's why. Yep. Gustos, Flame Slash, Fire Spout. That's it. I guess I did bring in explosives the other time, and it was actually kind of neat because of Roiling Vortex or some whatever Vortex. Let's not do that though. It's amazing how often Jamur and hope it sticks is the correct line. Yep. Was Udo a worse design mistake than Oko? How does chat feel about that one? Do we feel that Udo is a worse design mistake than Oko? It is definitely close, right? No. Oko was a fundamental design mistake. Oko is the worst design mistake since we're Okay, yeah. I guess that if we are talking about like actual mistake, as in, you know, emphasizing the word mistake specifically, then Oko was like they literally did not think it was as good as it actually was. So I guess that the word mistake fits Oko a lot better, while Uro was intentionally pushed. So I guess that's a good argument, I think. I almost said yes because it's been a while since I played against Oko. Yeah, I mean, if you play Legacy, trust me that you will be playing against Oko all the time. I think I just play this Stabbed and I main face bolt this because I don't wanna play around my opponent having double instant spell. Now the question here is, do I hold up Mana Leak? No, we're definitely going for Invasion. Yeah, yep. You get to see Okos aplenty in Legacy, that's for sure. Skewer the critics. Oh my, but it mold. They mold hard too. What did they mold to? They mold to 4. Oh jeez. We have two options here. We can dig for Udo, obviously. We're always digging for Udo. Or we can Mana Leak. I think we're digging here. And then next turn we have Cryptic. Force of Negation. I guess we keep both of this. I mean, also we can just play a Titan next turn. With Force backup. That seems like a winning line. That sounds to me like a winning line to play a Primeval Titan with Force backup. Seems moderately strong. So that's gonna be next turn. Let's main phase kill this. And I think that we just trade with Mana Leak here. Yeah, 100%. We just leak this. We make sure that we use our mana. We make sure that I keep at a higher life total. What's up, my Bluebird? How's it going? Yeah. Okay. So now we just get to jam prime time. Stopping round. Invasion trigger. Green, green, 1, 1. All right, we get to finish up this on a high note, which is nice. We get to finish this league up on a high note. Just been vibing to the highest level. You'd love to hear that. So we get to hold up triple counter magic against my opponent's one lander. Seems good. Seems good. Playing Primeval Titan and not running land toolbox, that's not the friend we all know and love. Yeah. Have you played about that against that Tybalt's Trickery deck so far? Have you had the pleasure of playing against the Tybalt's Trickery deck? Cause it only takes facing it once or twice before you are like, yep, fuck this, I'm playing counter spells. Alright, we lost to Belcher in a pretty crazy match, honestly. Belcher definitely looked very impressive there. I think this deck is cool. I think this deck is overall solid. It does have a couple of holes though. As we saw, it can fight against the Trickery deck though, which is basically what I care about the most. I would like to see the numbers, but I think we played against like 2 mid-range decks and like 1 or 2 aggro decks, and everything else was a combo deck today. We played against the Trickery deck 3 or 4 times. We played against Belcher. So yeah, Modern is pretty combo centric right now. It's pretty combo centric. So definitely you just need to have a plan. You just need to have a plan against those decks because you're just gonna see them. I don't know how popular they're gonna be in the just had zero pressure against Belcher. Yeah, I was Blood Moon. There was a Blood Moon in play. Of course I had Zero Pressure. That just locks out my entire deck. um, by the time I got out of the Blood Moon lock, my opponent just was able to set up the perfect hand. But that's why they played Blood Moon in their deck, right? But, yep. Good stuff. Good stuff. I think this deck's pretty solid. I honestly didn't get to cast Foth a single time, so I am kind of hoping that we get to test this card a little bit more. I also don't like the sideboard. I don't think my sideboard is very good. I think that these are fine. These are a lock and these are a lock. And everything else is just up in the air. It could be these or it could be very easily. I am not sold on any of these cards. Maybe one Flame Slash is kind of... I like the one of Flame Slash, but all of these 9 cards could definitely be something else that I wouldn't be upset at all. Like all of these cards have been pretty medium. Narset was not great, I don't think. I didn't like her too much. I got to play it once and it just didn't do that much, and then it even whiffed one of the activations. Definitely a little bit of confirmation bias, because I don't really think that this is a great cyber card overall, but like it's just great against the Euro decks, and we didn't play against any of the Euro decks. But also it's possible that, you know, Dispute is just better than this. I don't know. While being better against the combo decks, it's really tough to know. It's really tough to know. But this deck is great, and I will definitely continue working on it because I need a competitive deck. Like if I had to play a competitive tournament, I don't know. I would definitely not register Amulet. And I don't know what I would register, so I think I would try to register something like this. So I'm probably going to be spending a little bit more time than usual playing competitive decks this week because of that. I just want to find a competitive deck that I can confidently register in a tournament. So we're gonna see how that goes. That's it though. That's gonna be it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next stream, folks. Thank you so much, and bye bye.